Hello, and welcome back to Automated Societies, the podcast from the ARC Centre of Excellence for Automated Decision Making and Society. I'm Kathy Nichols, and it's wonderful to have you all with us again today. Since launching this podcast, we've explored how automated systems and AI are shaping institutions, cultures, and everyday life, from social services and media to law, governance, and digital platforms. We've spoken with researchers, technologists, policymakers, and advocates who are helping us better understand both the promises and the risks of automation in society. One of the things I think I've valued most about the podcast is the way we've been able to create space for thoughtful, evidence-based conversations that cut through hype and bring research into dialogue with the real world. As the field continues to evolve rapidly, so too does this podcast. And today we introduce an exciting new series titled Careful Minds. This series is led by ADM+S PhD student and researcher Rayane El Masri and aims to explore AI ethics and society with deep conversations with researchers in the field. I'm very pleased to introduce you to Rayane today and chat about the new series. Hey, Rayane.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
So good. And it's so good to have you. And this is a really exciting series ahead. So thanks for talking to us about it today.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm happy to be here with you.
Fabulous. Before we talk about the season ahead, I'd love for our listeners to get to know you a little more. Can you tell us about your background and what brought you to this work?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm a PhD student at QUT, part of the Gen AI lab. This is my second year at QUT in Australia, and also like my second year with the ADM+S. I'm working on the value alignment of generative AI. Precisely, working on making general large language models be more ethical using care ethics theory, moral theory, and specifically political care ethics theory as a value alignment framework. And yeah, so that's a bit about my research. I have a philosophy background and some electrical and computer engineering background before starting the PhD. So, being in this very interdisciplinary environment of the ADMS and the Digital Media Research Center at QUT also is very helpful for me, where I get to work and meet and chat with people, with researchers from all over, the academic disciplines. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, Rayane. And it's so great to have you part of the centre. I know that value alignment and the development of these LLMs is such an important part of the work that we do here. Because we've got the computer scientists, but we obviously also need the social scientists and working through some of those challenges with the systems. So, yeah, just going back to, I guess we first caught up after you'd finished a Marc Sanders Fellowship. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so last year I was selected as one of the fellows for the Marc Sanders Fellowship of Philosophers in Media. I traveled to the US and took like an intensive course about podcasting. So mainly the fellowship, the Marc Sanders Fellowship is about like making philosophers' work accessible to the public. So yeah, especially like in academia, we write a lot of papers, we do a lot of research, but often like it's only accessible to those who are expert or to those who are working in the same field. So the idea behind the Marc Sanders Fellowship is to make philosophical work accessible to all people. So whether that's through podcasting, like the fellowship I was selected into, I chose podcasting because I like podcasts. Other philosophers who were accepted to this fellowship chose like writing books as like their media platform. Other philosophers chose writing articles, journal articles. So yeah, so there were like three parts for the fellowship, and I was in the podcasting one.
Excellent. Well, I'm really glad that you chose the podcasting one, Rayane. It's great to have you. So let's have a chat about the season ahead. What can listeners expect?
Yeah, so Careful Minds, that's the name of the new ADM+S season that I'm gonna be presenting. And yeah, so it is inspired by my thesis topic, which is called careful alignment. So because I'm going to use care ethics theory, yeah, I'm a big fan, obviously, of care ethics. So I decided now with the rapid development of AI, and yeah, every day you have a new thing coming. The speed of technology is so high, but yeah, at the same time, we need to pause and think: Are we doing the right thing? Are we being careful enough? Yeah, so that's the idea behind Careful Minds. So I'm gonna hopefully be talking with researchers from the ADMS and from outside about topics related to AI development, and to safe AI, ethical AI, and how can we have a better society, but yeah, still going on with everything that is happening with technology. So yeah, of course we need technology, we need to develop AI, but at the same time, the question is yeah, are we doing the right thing? Do we really need this? So a mix of philosophical topics with like academic and safety and political topics, hopefully in this podcast, with with researchers from different backgrounds.
Thanks, Rayane. It's great to hear because I think often a lot of us are concerned about the speed at which this technology seems to be coming into our lives, and it's it's great to hear someone's researching in this area and having these conversations. Also, do you think that there is ways that, just to go off topic a little bit, but do you think there are ways that this can be integrated, or the care can be integrated into these systems?
Yeah, that's a big question that everyone is talking about, and not necessarily like with the term care, but like with the term safe, ethical. Like, can we develop safe AI? Can we inject some moral values into AI? All sort of things that can we add to AI. But another question other people are trying to pose: why don't we develop safe and ethical AI from the beginning, and not to rush on developing these sorts of technologies, and then be surprised, they're being unethical, they're being sycophantic, they're causing all sort of troubles, and now wait and try to rush to in order to save to save people from the mess, and that these rapid technologies can result in. So the question is, we need to develop safe and ethical and moral AI from the beginning, and not just rush and compete on being developing the smartest AI, or the best LLM, or the most commercially successful AI. There are other things to consider at the beginning.
Absolutely. It's almost like it's quite competitive at the moment, isn't it? It's competitive for, I guess, money, speed, to wanting to be the first, as you mentioned. Do you think that ethics can catch up?
We need to try at least. That's why researchers are working, conferences are being held, also now governments and non-profit organizations, because also governments are part of the race of AI. Like, we have now AI nationalism, like every country is rushing toward developing the smartest AI. And some people are paying the price, actually, because my topic, the reason why I wanted to work on the value alignment of LLMs, is because, yeah, I've been one of those people who are using LLMs for, yeah, emotional and social support. And yeah, and then like I didn't pay attention to myself, but when I've seen the stories, like the very sad stories, even though like there are, I don't know, like there are few, but there are many, like if you wanna really so the majority of people are using LLMs for productivity, for writing assistance, for research assistance, like all kind of like for work. But yeah, some people are using it for emotional support, and we've seen like like 2 or 3 cases of suicide where like an LLM encouraged like a person to commit suicide, and we've seen like other cases where LLMs have led like users into like psychosis, making them believe that, oh, like they're the smartest people ever, or like they have discovered something. We know like sycophancy is a huge problem that in LLMs. Yeah, so that's why first I wanted actually to work on the topic of mental health in AI. I wanted to develop specialized LLMs for mental health support. But then after I've seen how sycophantic like these LLMs can be, so I was like, no, pause. Like, this is not what you need to work on. Maybe, yeah. And there are already like a lot of companies who are developing like LLM products specialized for mental health, and like other, especially like companions LLMs. So I said, maybe it's not what we need. Maybe there's something like, yeah, in an ethical problem in the value alignment process of these LLMs that I need to look at. So this is why I said, yeah, maybe like I need to find a better molar framework that I can implement into the development of general purpose LLMs to make them like, yeah, less harmful. So it's care versus harm.
And that's a really good example of the kind of things you'll be talking about with different researchers as well. What other topics do you think you'll touch on? I guess you'll be talking to like technologists, legal scholars, philosophers, policy thinkers.
Yeah, so researchers working on AI policy, on like, yeah, governing AI. So that's one episode, hopefully. We talked about AI companions, but also about like the global south and how AI affects like different people and different countries differently. So, like, yeah, there are like different harmful and like different benefits for different people. So that's a thing that I hope, yeah, I'm gonna be looking at. And like, yeah, feminism and AI, how, yeah, to include like, especially like, yeah, women in the development and decision making in AI development. So yeah, I haven't done recording all episodes, but yeah, I've talked with like a few researchers, and yeah, I'm optimistic that, yeah, we're gonna have some really interesting discussions with them.
Fantastic. And I think with LLMs being integrated into so many things, yeah, there's so many discussions that we need to have as well. So you've had your first episode with Robert Sparrow. Can you just touch on what that one was about?
Yeah, so Professor Rob Sparrow at Monash, he's a philosophy professor. And it was so interesting talking to him about AI companions. And also, so the first episode, we discussed like how AI companies are rushing on making these, and they are marketing them as, yeah, your friend, your companion, your replacement. Oh, do you feel lonely? Oh, we got a solution. These LLMs, like take this replica, take this character.ai, and other companies that I don't know about, but like there are many. And yeah, they're presenting it as the solution for social isolation, which Robert Sparrow actually like wrote about in many papers. And specifically also like they're targeting the vulnerable population, for example, like the elderly, those who like lonely adults who don't have like who are excluded from, like, don't have much meaningful relationships, and they're presenting it as if these LLMs, these companions, these AI companions are the solution to all sort of societal problems we have. But hey, no, that's not a solution. Like, you're just like, yeah, because like these LLMs, these companions, these AIs, like can't really, like, they can act as if they care about you. They can, yeah, they can mimic like the way human communicate. Or they can tell you, oh, when you tell them, for example, I'm feeling upset, they can tell you, oh, I'm so sorry, like, do you want to talk about it? They can mimic what empathy, but actually, like, do they feel empathy? No. Like, do they really care? No, it's just codes, zeros and ones. So yeah, these cannot replace human relationship. And like, when these companies are actually like spending like tons of money on developing these LLMs and these companions and all sorts of AI products, and advertising it as a solution for social isolation, one of the main problems that they claim to solve. Instead, like Robert Sparrow argued, that we can spend these on like actual services that can benefit people. We can spend these on, like, for example, when a working mother needs to go to work and leave her children with like at preschools, or like at kindergartens. So instead, like, make her work less, and instead of spending the money, so she will be able to spend more time with her family. At the same time, like, this applies for male caregivers, like caregivers in general, because and here, like, there's the problem of care. Like, there's this like imbalance and inequality on how care burden is distributed. Usually women are the ones who bear more care work. So but that's a different topic. But yeah, we can spend like money on social services and on actually like making people like more connected, instead of spending on like a solution. Like, I don't want someone to take care of me like an AI. I want a real person to take care of me, or like that can meet me on the same level. So make an AI like do the dishes, like make an AI do the course, like that's what I want AI for. But yeah, don't advertise AI as if it was like, yeah, the solution for your isolation. So that's one of the main points we talked about. And I think like it's a very big problem. Like, there is no one solution. Also, like, you can say that you can ask governments to spend more on like social services, but still, um, yeah, no, like the whole system, like we need to find, like, yeah, the whole system is messed up, but like, yeah, we need to find some solutions. But like advertising AI as if it was like your dream solution, yeah, it's not a good thing.
Mm-mm. Absolutely. So, also, how can listeners get involved in the podcast?
Yeah, so of course, like these topics, like when you're gonna hear the podcast, of course, some of the listeners would disagree about the points that were discussed, or like the solutions that were proposed. But yeah, so this is like your turn to ask questions and to find answers. Of course, there's no one solution for all of the problems of AI and technology development. But yeah, we need to have this conversation. We need to talk about like these uncomfortable topics, because if we don't, then we're gonna have the same problems. So encourage listeners to share their opinions and thoughts when they listen to the podcast, to email me also if they want to talk a different opinion, if they want to share a different opinion or point of view. Yeah, I would be glad to even like have a discussion if that's possible with our listeners and those who want to be involved in this conversation of careful AI.
Yes, so if listeners do want to get involved, or any topics that you think you'd like to hear Rayane discuss, if you just email us at adms@rmit.edu.au, we'll get back to you. Thank you so much, Rayane, for talking to us today, but mostly for initiating this new podcast, based on all your experience and knowledge and sharing and ability to speak to other researchers and people about this topic. I think that knowledge sharing and conversations are is what starts action as well. So, I really want to thank you for bringing this series to the ADM+S podcast, and look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and for helping me producing this podcast.